Hello ladies and gentlemen, 11cc here doing another TF2 video, and ignore the phone, and basically I'm going to be talking to you about the evolution of Team Fortress 2 as a game and as a community as it would be. So first of all, I'm just going to point out now that I've been with the game since 2007. So yeah, 7 years now I've been going along with it, and I've witnessed all the updates, all of them, as in I haven't been away from the game for sections and missed entire updates. I remember the Maniversary, the Manconomy update, the Man vs Machine update, which was very recent and quite shocking for, well, all of us that don't sit back in YouTube in your evenings and, you know, think about, ooh, I wonder if they're gonna do an update. Let's go look for some propaganda. No, not propaganda. For some rumors and myths. So all of us that were like that were kind of just shocked. This new mechanic in the game, this new idea that hadn't really never been done before in Team Fortress 2 and in Team Fortress Classic. It was just really cool. It kind of hit us kind of hard actually. We were quite confused. We started out, we had this new game mode, and then we discovered bot killers, and that attracted an economy. And when you have an anarchy, or not an anarchy, a ranking system of values of, well, weapons, you're going to get all sorts of dodgy people coming in and cloning weapons and trying to crash the economy. An economy that the older gamers, such as me, weren't involved in, because we were never really into all of that. We played the game for the game. The trading was just a feature that looked really good in the trailer for Team Fortress 2 and for Steam as a whole. So we weren't affected by it, but hundreds and thousands were kind of screwed by it and lost a lot of money, and some gained a lot of money, and a lot of bad people gained a lot of money and a lot of power. I also remember the first custom weapons coming in. The first one, correct me if I'm mistaken, was the not Fandora, the I'm gonna kick myself if I get this one wrong. The L'étranger, the Big Earner, and the Overdose. I think that these were some of the first weapons to be implemented into the game that were other than the ones that we already had, because we were all quite happy sitting back with our, you know, the stock weapons that worked. We could actually play about. You could play differently. You know, Engineer had options, and Pyro has options, and they all had different features about them, and it was all really fun at the time. And just weapons being implemented into the game completely changed the game. Lost a lot of gamers, joined a lot of gamers, refurbished a lot of gamers into playing it, and completely refaced the game as a whole. And then there was hats. Now I think hats were the biggest mistake in the game. I know the main purpose of the hats is part of the reason why the game's popular, really. Every single player in the game can look different to everyone else in his lobby if you can put the time or the money into it. You had the option of both, really. You could do the whole scrap and to reclaimed to ref, and people like that option. It brought a lot of people in. A lot of the hats were really cool. I think the first was the fancy fedora, the Prussian Pickenhaben, the football helm, batter's helm, soldier stash, pyro beanie, demo man's throw, mining light, trophy belt. Most of what is now seen as vintage items, because these hats now are no longer, you know, they're no longer droppable or even craftable anymore. So I have them all in vintage, because I'm a bit of a collector now for the old school stuff, being old school myself, like remembering everyone wearing the trophy belt or the yellow belt the yellow belt being another one. I remember that it was quite different times then. And then the main update being the Christmas. I remember the first Christmas update where we got new weapons, which wasn't actually that long ago from now, really. Now being June 2014. It was quite recent, quite a few years, only a few years back, to be honest with you. And it implemented the reskinned items, and in full honesty, it was the beginning of reskins, because reskins really didn't exist at the time. There were not a lot of people took to them, a lot of people loved them, and many collected them. And that's why in this era of Team Fortress 2, you'll rarely ever find Strange Festive scatterguns up for sale. If you even go on the Steam Marketplace to this day, there's only about 9 or 10 left, and I think I own 3 of them, in full honesty. Can't remember which 3 I own, and I'm pretty sure they're the most expensive ones, because I haven't updated it in ages. But it was a weird thing. I remember the scattergun itself being one of the hardest to get. There was the option of 2 scout weapons, because I remember each class was given a reskin weapon, and the scout got 2 because it was given the option of the scattergun and the bat. And I also remembered that the bat was meant to be the rarer one, and the scattergun was meant to be the more common one, and that something went that the update was put out wrong, and the vast majority of users found that Strange Festive bats were more common. And what had happened is that there was loads of people getting festive scatterguns and very little festive bats, and the mechanics had broken, and Valve didn't really care. It was just their update had been put out and it all worked. That's all they needed to do, and we all loved it. But it reflects badly onto now with this trading economy that had been made via the new weapons and new hats that had been implemented. And now we look at today. This month in particular, June and a few months back, there was the newer update, so announcement of the end of the line update, in which includes a new map, new weapons, and just a new face to the game. And it will probably be great. It's the hype train for that's kind of dead at the moment due to the newest update. And for those of you who really worryingly don't know, the newest update being the Love and War update for TF2, which included a 15-minute SFM clip made by Valve, which I must say myself was a stunningly done one, and I've watched it a few times now because I find it extremely funny. It implemented new taunts, which have been going all over the market. There's some that have been going for like 4 keys for a bloody taunt just to change how you look, and it's really weird how just little things like that can screw up entire economies and ruin somebody's fan base of, you know, collecting an item and selling it off in the future, and for more money. It's really bizarre. And in this bread update, there's been loads of new things. There is actually still new things to come, as in today being still only it still says day 1 today. There's no timer ticking away. There's nothing to implement. The new stuff is here yet, and nothing to implement. There's been the skins for these new things are done, or if there's even anything new in it, or if it's just a new the map itself is to come with the giant bread monster. Nobody really knows what's happening, and it's a really weird idea, because each time a day of this update will increase, the face of the game will change. There will be new players to join it, and there'll be old players that'll leave. There'll sadly be some of the veterans, such as I, that'll leave. I'm not leaving myself because I find it extremely funny and really fun to play on, and loads of people hate it and say, oh, this is meant to be serious, this is meant to be really serious. It's an animated video game where you shoot people. It's not meant to be real. People just don't gather that. especially Call of Duty players. Not hating on Call of Duty players, it's just they this isn't their cup of tea, in full honesty, even though they're too young to drink tea. I'm sorry, I apologise for that. So yeah, it's a really weird idea how the TF2 evolution, as you would say, has been changing. It's been actually taking steps forward and then a few steps back, and it just changes all the time. And who actually knows when this ripple effect of going back and forth in popularity will end. It's always going to be a popular game, we know that, until the day that the game is shut down. Hopefully never. It will always be popular and will always be the vast multiplayer game that originated in 2007 and has had a fan base since 2007, and hopefully it carries on going and going and going. Another update that comes yearly to remind us is the Maniversary update. I've had a few of the Maniversary packages myself because I don't like people shutting down their accounts and deleting the Maniversary package, even if it's just for the Maniversary paper hat. I take them, and I love them. They're a good reminder. You know, when you'll sit back and you'll just see someone who's using achievement items, and everyone will be going, oh, scrub, get off the server, nobody wants you here. Then they'll be wearing a gold veterans badge and a Maniversary hat. Well, that's somebody who's had the game since 2007, probably went to college or uni or got out of their teenage bedroom and stopped playing video games and went out and got a life, and has come back just for a brief taste of what was their teenage years, or possibly even adult years, depending on how this game branches out, because you do need to remember this game has been able to branch out to all age groups for years. There's people that lie about their age on their accounts just so they can play this. You got 7-year-olds playing it, annoying when you hear their voices on the mic, but apart from that, they lie to the terms and condition of an official website just to play this game, and it happens all the time. I actually did it myself because obviously I'm nowhere near old enough to have been legally playing a 16 since 2007. There's no physical way because of my age and all. But I'd get away with it now, obviously. But apart from that, I didn't get away with it back then. Lied about my age so I could get into the game. Actually, even just to make a Steam account at all, I had to lie about it. Team Fortress 2 has always been that game that people will lie about their age just to get into it. They'll lie about you know that you just want to play it. You want to know that okay, your mate plays it, and then you'll go, oh, I want to play this game. It looks pretty funny. Seems to be addicted to it like some sort of opium. I want to do this, and then it branches off. And another aspect that completely made this game unique is had all these weird mechanics in it. It had, you know, weapons in it. It had the 9 classes, making every server you go on to different. You had different maps making servers different. You had different items, different weapons. Just all of it making the game different. And it is just completely refaced the game with it being free. Making a free game. It's all anyone ever needed to do to become popular. I'm pretty sure Classic used to cost a small sum of money, but nobody really cared. It was never that popular. In fact, more people play Classic because they want to know what Team Fortress was before Valve completely said, you know what, stuff this, we're going to make it look better, and it's going to be free. And it's giving you more than what money could have ever paid for. You know, I'd expect this game to still be going, say, 30 to 40 quid on the Steam marketplace, not including the beloved Steam sales. I'd expect it still to be going for that now, just because it's purely a game that you could join it with no money whatsoever and leave with loads. You know, you can actually gain money from it. It's just on the whole a fantastic game. So guys, I'm going to cut the video off here. I hope you hope you like the gameplay. It was just in the background, just a random game, had bots in it and all. And please tell me if you have any stories about the TF2 the TF2 evolution. I know I didn't mention most of the updates. There was quite a few, like the Halloween, the Boogaloo, all of it I didn't mention. Crates, all of it. But if you got any stories that you'd like to share or any experiences you want to share, leave a comment or follow any of the links below. They can take you to most points where you can contact me. But apart from that, it's been 11cc, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and peace out.